What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, Chazz Ellis, giving you the information that you asked me for. Also answering the questions that you asked me in the fashion that I like to answer them, which is keeping it totally real, 100% honest, no chaser, no falsehoods. That brings me to a question that I've gotten and something that actually triggered me to want to answer this today. I was talking to somebody on, it was something about Dr. Simone says that you don't have to give your man oral. And I kind of got into it with this one lady who basically was like, my husband's happy with this and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I could have filled in her comment myself because what she was saying was the whole, if a man feels this way, that he's a little boy, immature, blah, blah, blah. And that brought me to a question that a lot of women have asked me. Why is it that men don't share their feelings? Why? They're like, man, I broke up with a guy and I just don't know why he couldn't be honest. Why did he have to leave me for this person? Why did he have to do this? Why couldn't he just be honest? Why couldn't he just keep it real? Why couldn't he just keep it real? Why can't you guys just keep it real with us? Now, depending on what you're talking about, guys lie for other reasons, but when you're talking about emotions and why guys don't talk about their emotions and their feelings is because the average man is programmed to believe that his feelings are invalid and that if he expresses his feelings to you, you will shoot them down and talk him out of them. Now, I know some of y'all women are going to get mad at me, and I can already fill in the responses that's going to be in the comment box from some of y'all. So you don't even need to leave them. I can fill it in for you. But here's the thing that you have to understand. For some of y'all who do want to listen and are trying to get this information, what I'm doing is I'm telling you stuff. A lot of people say, man, you're insightful. You get this, that, and the other. A lot of stuff I'm telling you is really common sense to a lot of guys about who they are and what they feel. But the reason you never hear it is because men are programmed to lie to you. The things you'll learn even in a psychology class, the things you'll learn in a sociology class, a lot of times there's a political spin on a lot of that stuff. It doesn't really give the male agenda and how we feel about particular things. We are programmed to feel that if we tell you something you don't like, be real with yourself, ladies. Tell me if this is, be real with yourself. We are programmed to think if we tell you something you don't like, first you stonewall, then you project, you or reflect. Whatever we say, well, you do that too. And then you go into that. Well, if you were a real man, you wouldn't want, now you just invalidate whatever that guy feels. He feels a certain way about something and you invalidate it. This is not to point the finger at ladies or anything like that. I ain't trying to do that. But what I'm trying to say is what most men feel is that they don't have the space to say anything to you without you getting mad. So what do we do as men? A lot of women are like, well, my man, he must be happy with everything. We've been together for this amount of time, and I ain't had no complaints yet. That's not how men express themselves. That's how you express yourself, so that's how you expect to get expression back. If you work with a woman who's had a bad day or a bad week, you gonna know it. You don't even gotta be close to the chick. She gonna come in and, don't nobody mess with me today. I've had a bad day. Or it's expressed. But when a man acts like that, what do people say? You acting feminine. Right? A man just busting out and crying at his desk. Ah, dang, what you crying like a girl for? That's how. So what we're programmed to believe from a young age is that emotions are for women. And our emotions cannot be valid, no matter what. So it's like whatever you do to us, if we emotionally respond to it, that's not valid. So that's not how we deal. And we also seen as punks, little boys, suckers, all this if we leave. So what do men do? Check out. Most of y'all have a man, a lot of y'all have a man that he don't even argue really. He just, okay. You right, babe. All right, whatever. And you might think he's happy because of that. Because he accepts things the way they are. And because a lot of men have a sense of duty that keeps them in a situation where they really don't want to be. The quote-unquote good men are ones that generally just stay in a situation where they have a sense of duty. And they could be as unhappy as all get out. And they stick until they do what? They force you to leave them. That's why a lot of guys cheat. A lot of guys don't cheat because they want sex. A lot of guys cheat because at the end of the day, they don't feel appreciated. And a lot of times sex is just a way that you show that you care about the guy in a way that he can understand. And what happens with a lot of women is they diss a guy in the bedroom. They diss a guy in an emotional way. And then when he finally does act out by cheating on them or something like that, and you ask him what happened at the end of the relationship, well, why y'all break up? He cheated. He never even saw what happened. So what happens the next relationship they get into? They repeat the same act. That guy did you an injustice because he didn't keep it real with you. But you did him an injustice because you never gave him a space to keep it real. So a lot of times women are saying to themselves, I do everything I can for guys and they don't love me and they don't give me back what I'm giving them. And sometimes what that really is that man wasn't happy and he just didn't tell you because he knew you get pissed. I'm making this video right now about guys not sharing their feelings. I promise you, at the bottom of this comment box, there are going to be women who are going to cuss me out. They're going to go off on me just for telling you how a lot of guys feel. I'm not saying it's 100% of the guys in the world, but I'm telling you how a lot of men feel. And a lot of y'all are going to get mad at me for that. You can't help it. You're programmed to get mad at me. That's why I'm doing this dating class. It's Ask Chazz presents the game plan. If you want to get a ticket or you want to get a live stream to it, go to the ChazzEllisProject.com. Get that out of the way. Let you know about that. But the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to let you guys know from a male perspective how we feel about things and how that's going to help you to be the person that gets the guy, but also can be the person that keeps the guy. A lot of men are going to put up with things. A lot of men, there's dudes that's going to stay with a woman for 25 years and be miserable. I know a lot of guys that's in that position. Dudes that's older than me that's been in that position for years and years and years. And one day, a lot of these dudes wake up and leave. And what did they take with them? The best years of your life, your opportunity to really find somebody, and your peace of mind because you don't even know what happened. A lot of y'all are going to be left like that. And I'm telling you, this stuff that I say to you may be harsh. It may sound mean sometimes. It may sound presumptuous. But all I'm really trying to do is help a lot of y'all ladies avoid this pain that's going to come at you. I know what's happening. I know what's going on. Because I not only have I been in a certain in all these situations, I talk to a lot of guys that's in these situations. And what a lot of men do is we don't talk to you about things because the fear of the backlash, the fear of you holding it in and being pissed at us for 2 or 3 weeks. So a lot of men just say, man, you know what? I know she ain't going to listen to me anyway, so I'm just going to throw up my hands. Give a guy a safe space to speak to you and you can really figure out what he's about. Stop with that, you're a little boy if you don't think what I want you to think. Because that's bullcrap and that's a cop-out. That's fake. You know, a lot of y'all can have PhDs and y'all still do stupid stuff like that. Well, if you was a real man, you would think this. So, clearly I'm a grown-up. And I ain't the only one that thinks like this. So, I'm not your idea of what a man should be, but I'm me. You know, and I feel a certain way. And just because I'm expressing it and that doesn't sit well with you doesn't mean you need to belittle me. And a lot of y'all have been programmed to do that. A lot of y'all, I asked a friend of mine one time, we was talking to somebody, and he was working on a business deal. And I said, do you want to win the argument or do you want to get this deal? A lot of y'all want to win the argument. Y'all don't really want to have a good relationship. You can't do both. You can't sit there and always win the argument and have a good relationship. You got to let that man talk. Don't talk him out of his feelings. Let him talk. You know, a lot of y'all project things on me. You know, I was talking to somebody earlier, and I could tell by how angry she was that really I exposed something that she was already thinking about her man and her life and her situation. She has looked at me like she was thinking that maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do in this particular situation. And because I said something that kind of, and I can tell when I hit a nerve on some of y'all, that your man ain't been saying that, and you don't want to believe that in the back of his mind or somewhere under the surface where you have not dug that he was thinking that. And it pisses you off. And I'm glad it did piss you off. Because at the end of the day, you may argue with me, and you may feel like you won the argument. That's fine. Even if you do, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you're going to go home, and you're going to be thinking to yourself, was he right? I did everything I could to argue with him. I did everything I could to try to discredit and get mad at the dude, but was he right? And that's really all I'm trying to do, is provoke that thought. I want you to think about what your man is thinking. What men that you've dealt with in the past are thinking. Dudes that cheated on you. Dudes that put you in the friends with benefits category. All of that stuff. I'm trying to teach you these things so that you can understand why some of these things are happening and you can avoid them in the future. I know some of you are going to get mad at me along the way. I know some of you are going to hate my guts because I'm telling you things that you may not want to hear. Things that probably piss you off. When people tell me stuff about me, it does piss me off from time to time. I'm not going to lie. When people say things about me, it does piss me off from time to time. But even if I get in an argument, even if I feel like I won that argument, I'm still going to go back and think and say, is there validity to what they said? Is that maybe me? Is that something? Am I getting irked because it's showing some part of me that I'm uncomfortable with? If that's the case, do something about it before it's too late. Don't get in your relationship. If you're in a relationship and you're not giving your man space to talk, give him space to talk. And just understand the fact that the reason why most guys don't tell you what's wrong is not because a problem doesn't exist, but because they just don't think you're going to listen. And you can get the comments from guys below and they'll tell you that. We just a lot of times don't feel like you're going to listen. And a lot of men also feel like whatever feeling they have can't be valid because their entire lives they've been taught that men are not supposed to be emotional or have any emotions. And your emotions are valid, but ours aren't. That's what we get taught. So what we do generally is check out. And I do a video one time about the signs that your man is checking out. But that's what we generally do. And usually the affair or the cheating or whatever, that's a byproduct of the fact that the dude already checked out. Some guys check out for 3 or 4 years before they finally cheat on you. Some guys check out for 10 years before they finally cheat on you. So what I want you guys to take from what I'm saying right now is give your man the space to tell you how he's feeling. Don't just ask him how he's feeling and be ready to pounce. Give him the space. Let him know his feelings are okay. Because if you don't do that, he probably will stick around for a while. He'll probably stick around until you leave him. But he'll stick around miserable. You'll lose good years out of your life. And then by the time y'all break up, you'll feel like you lost so much in things that you can't get back. And I don't want that to happen to you. You could tell the sincerity. I really feel that way. And that's why I do what I do for both sexes. But that's why I do what I do, is because I want to help people not waste their time. I want to help people not come up from life feeling like they've lost so much and now they got to build again. And for some of you who are rebuilding, I want to help you rebuild. That's why I do what I do. Once again, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. I hope I was able to help you out. Make sure you go to the ChazzEllisProject.com. Get involved in some of these discussions that we're having right now. Is would you date somebody who had sex with one of your friends? Go ahead and answer that question on there. Get involved in the discussion. It's your man, Chazz Ellis. Also hit me up on Ask Chazz Ellis on Facebook. Peace. Like and subscribe.